Shadow Rock. It's the ISUPK California Law class for Wednesday. We're going to go over tonight, we're going to go over our topic, which is going to be why is war necessary? What are the wars are in the Bible? Okay. So the first scripture we're going to get, we're going to do 1 Maccabees 14 and verse 9. 1 Maccabees 14 and verse 9. We'll pull it up.
Hold on, sir.
All right. Give us a minute.
Sorry, is that in the pocket?
Yes.
Oh.
You don't got your pocket?
No, my phone.
Okay. So lucky, I got it on my phone. I said 1 Maccabees 14 and verse 9, right?
Um,
You got it up?
Once you flip it, it goes right to the front.
It's at the end of your Apocalypse. At the very end, yeah. It's like the second to last Maccabees. It's two Maccabees. Maccabees 1 and Maccabees 2. We're going to Maccabees 1. Maccabees 1, verse 14 and 9. I'm going to get you that too. So you can,
Yeah.
you know, it's good to have for backup because I'm already at it.
Mm-hmm.
So for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and read it. First Maccabees, chapter 14 and verse 9. The ancient men sat all in the streets. So these are the ancient men of Israel. These are the men that are of age. They got that gray hair. They've been through things, been through battles, been on this earth, been experienced things, been experiencing things that pertains to the nation of Israel, which is their nation. These men sat on the streets. These are pretty wise men, seasoned. You understand? The ancient men sat in all the streets, communing together. So they were talking together, communing together of good things. And the young men, now these are the young warriors. These are the young men of Israel. You know, I guess your 40s on down.
Right.
From your 40-year-olds to the 30-year-olds to the 20-year-olds, even probably the 19s, you know. And the young men put on glorious warlike apparel. Glorious warlike apparel, which is their clothes. You know, we wear fringes, man. You understand? We wear headpieces. We wear war scarves. You understand? And that's what we do. We wear our berets as well. They had the warlike apparel, which means they had their boots. ISUPK got the term boots, braids, and beards. Boots, braids, and beards. Now, I might not have no goddamn braids because I ain't got no hair no more, but I got my boots and my beard. All right? That's our thing. Warlike apparel, ready to get down at the drop of a hat. Ready to go to war. The young men were out there. You understand? Go back to verse 9. You got it now?
Sorry, sir. You said chapter 20?
14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
You got it out?
14 verse 9?
Yep. Read.
First Maccabees, chapter
14.
Chapter 14, verse 9. The ancient men sat all in the streets,
coming together of good things,
communing together.
communing together of good things, Salakia.
Mhm.
And the young man put on glorious and warlike apparel.
We got that glorious apparel up in here. To the unlearned eye, to the fools, they want to say Power Rangers, but this is what ancient Israelites always wore. Warlike apparel. We had on our fringes. We had on our war scars. We had on our garments. We had on all that was ready. We had we were girded about the paps with our war belts. We had war belts like Christ had war belts. Christ had a golden girdle. It says it in the book of Revelation. Christ had a golden girdle, a golden war belt. God damn!
Right.
That's magnificent. That's magnificent. And that's all alpha male stuff. That's male. That's masculine. That's what this nation needs. We don't need Tyler Perry.
Right.
We don't need RuPaul.
Right.
We don't need any other homosexual faggot or whoever the hell he is, Salaki, whoever the hell he is, to be representing us. Black men are masculine.
Right.
Feel me? Ready for war. Bold as a lion, you understand? Because that's the Lion of Judah. You understand? The so-called Negro is Judah. And all of the rest of the 12 tribes are bold like that. You understand? For the Most High in Christ. And in front of any nation. You step to us, you're going to step to death. You understand? That's what we about. Young men wore warlike apparel, right?
Right.
All right, we're going to drop that. We're going to go to Exodus chapter 17, verse 8. Exodus chapter 17 and verse 8. All right. That's what we're going to go to right now. You got it?
Constant.
Read.
Exodus chapter 17, verse 8.
Now, to lay the story down with the backdrop or whatever, this is Joshua. This is Joshua. And those who are familiar in the Bible that know about the story of Joshua, Joshua destroyed many tribes out of Canaan, out of the land of Canaan, out of the land of the promise. The Lord told him, don't look left, don't look right, look straight ahead and move with the sword because he will be for him.
Right.
And Joshua did just that. Joshua, he obliterated, he destroyed the Amalekites, the Jebusites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Hittites, the Girgasites. You understand?
Right.
All of those tribes, the African tribes that were in the land of Canaan, he destroyed them for the sake of his nation, Israel. That's war. He went to war. The Lord told him, don't look left, don't look right, look straight ahead and destroy them. For I will be with you. Joshua knew one thing, that the Most High God is going to be with him and he will be victorious. Because they got a saying even to this day that says, if the Lord is with you, then who in the hell going to be against you?
Right.
You know what I mean? Read.
Exodus chapter 17, verse 8. Then came Amalek and fought with the Israel in Rephidim.
That fought with Israel in Rephidim. Amalek. Who is Amalek? Do you know who Amalek is, young man?
Consort, that's the Jewish people, right?
There you go. Damn right.
Mm-hmm.
Amalek is the fake Jew that you see today. They fought with Israel in ancient times. So what the hell makes you think you're going to join the Jewish man in 2020?
Right.
What the hell did he just do to Nick Cannon? He made Nick Cannon fold and tuck and roll like a female. Apologizing because he said blacks were the Jews of the earth. Well, here in UPK, we don't apologize for that crap. We prove it that the Semites are the children of Israel, that the Negroes, the Hispanics, and the Native Indians are the children of the Most High God,
Right.
chosen sons of Jacob. And we don't apologize that to no goddamn rabbi or any other imam, pastor, or whatever the hell, pope, whoever the hell come up against us. Hell no.
That's right.
We the children of Israel, and we here to prove it and regain our stuff on the earth. Regain our heritage, regain our customs, regain our ways. Come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. And the only way you're going to get it is through the ISUPK. There's no other truth in the entire earth.
Right.
You heard? Read.
Verse 9. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek.
And what?
Fight with Amalek.
And what?
Fight with Amalek.
Fight with that fake Jew. Fight with him. That ain't your friend.
Right.
That's your enemy. Read.
Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand.
Moses was given that instruction. Moses said, I'm going to stand at the top of the hill while y'all be getting down there in the valley. I'm going to be there when y'all going to war, when y'all getting them up, when the time is right, when the action's going on. I'm going to be at the top of the hill with my rod and staff, ready for the Most High God. Read.
Verse 10. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek.
He did what?
And fought with Amalek.
He fought with Amalek. No, he was nice. He did what?
And fought with Amalek.
Read.
And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed.
Israel prevailed when Mashah raised his hand up. When Moses raised his hand up, Israel prevailed, which means they were winning. They were winning.
Right.
See, that's what America don't want to teach you, man. He don't want to teach you that you the children of the Most High God, Yahweh. He don't want to teach you that. He tell you you are African, some old booty sniffer somewhere, some old cutting things all on your skin, putting plate lips. I ain't met a Negro yet in America that ever told me that his parents had plate lips or was in a wigwam. I mean, or was a witch doctor, or any type of cutting off the clitoris of a woman, because that's what the Ethiopians do.
Right.
Nasty, disgusting, nasty, filthy, pagan, heathen things that Africans do.
Right.
Well, I ain't met a brother from Mississippi, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Houston, Tennessee, Mississippi, any of those places that ever told me that any of their parents did those things.
Right.
And neither did the Africans come to rescue us against the slave ships, to bring us back home.
Right.
Because they knew that we're not them. We are not them. Ain't no African coming out and being a goddamn Kobe Bryant. Ain't no African coming out being a Beyonce or an Alicia Keys. Ain't no African coming out being Anita Baker. Ain't no African coming out to be a goddamn Martin Lawrence.
Right.
Or Chris Rock. Or any of the type of things that Israel is, man. We
Right.
the salt of the earth. We that salt. You understand? We flavor up the meat and make it right on this earth. Because the Lord is with us. We're the children. We are the children of Israel.
Right.
You understand? Jacob's name was changed to Israel. That's Jacob. We the sons of Jacob. You understand me? And we in the ISUPK will teach you, you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you better recognize. and you better come up out that damn slumber that you in. And you better start eating that real food, that clean food. And stop eating that nasty shrimp, crab, and lobster and pork.
Right.
Destroying yourself. Stop destroying yourself by worshiping all these goddamn holidays. 4th of July, Memorial Day. That's your oppressor's high day.
Right.
Your oppressor wants you. Because if you ever notice, man, you know, I don't know if you noticed this, at my job, every time I turn around, my oppressor always said, did you have a good Easter? Did you have a good Christmas? Did you have a good 4th of July? Did you have a good Memorial Day?
Right.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Did you have a good Christmas? Come on, man. Come out of that, man.
Right.
Come out of her. Come out of the daughter of Babylon. Come out of Babylon, man. Get in the ISUPK, man. Let us teach you and teach you the righteous leadership, be under the righteous leadership that we have. Fall in rank and order. Start doing God's days. It ain't going to take nothing against you because everything in here is righteous before the Lord because we treat each other right.
Right.
We treat each other with the love that the Lord wants us to do. The brotherhood is right here in ISUPK. You ain't never going to find that in Islam. You ain't never going to find that in the Catholic Church.
Right.
You ain't never going to find it in the Christian church. Them sisters be talking about each other all the time.
Right.
She getting too close to the pastor. Who does she think she is? Look at her tight dress. Look at what she wearing today. Look at what she said. This, that. ISUPK sisters don't do that.
Right.
If they see one of their sisters, if our sister sees one of our sisters doing wrong or being in a thing where she can correct, she gonna correct that sister with love.
Right.
If the brothers do that, the brother gonna come and correct that brother with love.
Right.
That's the difference, man. Established religions, man. That's why the war is here, man. Let me get we got any more on that? Let me read. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed.
So the battle was going left and right at that time. The battle was going left and right. The battle was going for Israel when Moses had his hand up, but the battle was going the other way when he let his hand down. When Moses put his hand down, Amalek started winning. So it was meant that Moses got to keep his hand up. Do you understand?
Right.
For Israel to win. Read verse 12.
Verse 12. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands.
So Aaron and Hur, two Israelites, held up Moses, made sure Moses sat on a rock so he could get comfortable because he was holding up his hand. That battle was lasting long.
Right.
So he got tired. You know, Moses might have been up in age at this time. I believe he was. And so his hands got tired because he up in age. You know, he holding that John up. You know, he ain't no young man. Aaron and Hur held up his hand so he could hold up that staff.
Right.
He could hold up that rod so that Israel could win. This is battle, man. This is war, man. This is real, man. This is what's coming to the earth now, man. It ain't no goddamn dance and fancy dancing, coming down and kissing everybody, having a party because you did so good eating that shrimp, crab, and lobster, and being a whore,
Right.
and being a child molester, and being a liar, and being a person that celebrates all pagan holiday and foul, filth, and disgusting things that America does. No! This is a time of war, man. That was what was in the past will be done in the future, man. All right, read.
The one on the one side and the other on the other.
So Aaron held one of his arms up, and Hur held up the other arm, and Moses was able to hold that staff up there like that.
Right. The one on the one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun.
That's right. Until it got nighttime. He held that battle went on, man. That was a battle
Right.
fighting Amalek like that, man. You understand? It wasn't meant for us to have peace with any of these nations, man. We're not supposed to have peace with our oppressors, our subduers, our oppressors, our liars, our deceivers, our men who are not Israelites, in other words. Not holy people, man. Amalek ain't no holy people. Amalek is the fake Jew that you see running around here talking about he is a Jew.
Right.
He ain't no damn Jew. He not from the tribe of Judah. The Negroes are, though.
Right.
The real Negroes of the earth are. He ain't from Israel. They went into Israel in 1944. God damn, around the time that my mama was born, about 70 years ago.
Right.
They went in there and had to reclaim it as a nation, had to reclaim it as a state. They had to make it up. They made it up. There was a car inventor called Henry Ford. His name was Henry Ford. He was a white man too, but he blew the horn. He said the invention of the Jew. He wrote a book called The Invention of the Jew. You know, you got books out there that says Israel, the $1 trillion secret. You got books out there, the 13th tribe. Well, wait a minute. The Bible says it's 12 tribes, isn't
Right.
it? The 13th tribe, who the hell is that? Amalek.
Right.
The 13th tribe is Amalek, which means he's not of the 12 tribes that the Lord is going to have salvation for, that Christ is coming back for, that the Lord made a covenant and agreement with. Amalek is nowhere in there. That's a Khazar. That's a fake Jew.
Right.
A warlike tribe from Asia. So warlike that the Europeans even kicked them out of their area. They were a nomadic tribe, which means they didn't have no home. They set up tents everywhere. They didn't have no home. They were barbaric.
Right.
And they stole our customs. They stole it, along with the Romans too. Stole it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's coming back. That's why war is in the earth, man. That's why that destruction, that explosion in Beirut happened.
Right.
You know, that's why, you know, I looked on there, I saw somebody showed some missiles even going over there and igniting that flame, igniting it and making it into a mushroom. The only mushrooms you see are coming from the H bomb, from the atom, the atomic bomb, the hydrogen bomb.
Right.
That's what makes a mushroom. But this mushroom happened in Beirut, what, a week ago or something? A few days ago?
Not a concert.
That was a mushroom, just like those bombs. That was not unplanned. That was planned. All right, we got some more on it?
The best part, verse 13, sir.
Read.
And Joshua discomfited Amalek
Discomfited Amalek. He discomfited Amalek with what?
and his people with the edge of the sword.
With the edge of what?
With the edge of the sword.
No, he did it kissing him.
With the edge of the
He
sword.
wanted to hug him because he's a brother.
With the edge of the sword.
Hands across America, goddammit.
With the edge of the sword.
No, we are the world.
The edge of the
With
sword.
the edge of the sword. He discomfited Amalek with one of these. You know what I mean?
Right.
He got busy, in other words. He got busy. You know what I'm saying? Broke him down like a can of paint, like I always say. But, you know what I mean? That's what Joshua did, our forefather. Understand? Under the guidance of the Most High and Moses. You know what I'm saying? He defeated these nations. Any more of that out? Is that it?
That's it for verse 13. Sir.
All right. What's 14?
14. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this in the for a memorial.
Oh, write this for a memorial. So the Lord had him write it for a memorial. Right. That's where I wanted you to be. Okay, so we just did what? That was Samuel?
Exodus. Sorry.
That was Exodus, right? All right, let's go to Judith. Let's go to Judith. Damn, that's in the Apocrypha too. All right, that's in the Apocrypha, the book of Judith, because we want chapter 5 and verse 1. Understand, man. You know, this ain't no fairy tale book, man. People treat the Bible like I read the Bible, I know everything about the Bible. Get them to discuss a verse and they can't tell you a goddamn thing. Discuss it. They may know the story, but that's about as far as it goes. They ain't gonna know the interpretation of that story. They're gonna say what they think it is. They're gonna say what the pastor told them that it is. They're gonna say what the Pope told them that it is. But they ain't gonna say what it really is because they do not know. Hearing, reading is one thing, but knowing what you read. With knowledge, always with knowledge, get understanding with knowledge. That's in the book of Proverbs too. With knowledge, get understanding. If I had somebody here, I had them pull that precept too. With knowledge, get understanding, man. You can have all the knowledge in the world and you ain't got worth of understanding, then you just read me a title and didn't say a damn thing about it. Didn't give me no meaning but just the title, and that was it. So it tells me you don't know it either. You know what I mean? You and Judith?
I passed the mic where I'm like trying to find my way back on the mic.
You know, you can get that type of understanding, but if you don't get no understanding of what you know, man, you're never gonna get the wisdom. Because if you understand it, then you can live it, and then you can experience it. Then you bring on the wisdom because you've been through that before. You know the ups and downs and ins and out of that because you got understanding when you learn that piece of knowledge. With all your knowledge, get understanding, man. So you can have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, I don't want to sound like a 5% or nothing. But that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You got it?
Chapter, sir?
5.
Chapter 5?
Mm-hmm.
Verse
1. You got to go ahead and read.
Sorry.
Read.
Judith, chapter 5, verse 1. Then was it declared to
Holofernes. Holofernes was, yeah.
Holofernes.
Read.
The chief captain of the army of Ashur, that the children of Israel had prepared for war.
Now, was Holofernes an Israelite? I'm asking. Holofernes, was he an Israelite? Wow. He was the captain of Asher. He's a Palestinian, but he wasn't an Israelite. Read it again.
Verse 1. Then was it declared to Holofernes, the chief, the captain of the army of Ashur, that the children of Israel had prepared for war, and had shut up the passages of the hill country,
Read.
and had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the champion countries.
All right. Laid impediments. I guess that was like obstacles, you know. Like when they hit the beach, they put these big bars on the beach. You see it in like World War II when they took Normandy, when they stormed the beaches of Normandy. The Germans had all these like cross pieces of iron on the beach, so that would be an obstacle. Those are the impediments that they set because this was war, so they wanted to stop you from advancing if you were an army. Read.
Of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the champion countries. Verse 2. Wherewith he was very angry, and called all the princes of Moab.
So he called the Chinese people, because that's Moab. Moab are the Chinese. So we dealing with Asher, which is the Assur, Syria. That's the Palestinians, and then we dealing with the Chinese folks, because Holofernes was in charge of the Asherites. Read.
And the captains of Ammon.
The captains of Ammon, which are your Japanese folks. Got Japanese captains too involved. Read.
And all the governors of the sea coast. Verse 3. And he said unto them, tell me now, ye sons of Canaan.
You sons of Canaan, you sons of the Africans, not the Israelites, you sons of the Africans, because that's Canaan. All right? Read.
Who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country.
So he want to know who those people that live in the hills in this country. Who are they? All right? He's asking Holofernes that, right?
Right.
Exactly. Holofernes knew something, and he about to drop it right now. He's going to drop it real soon. He knew something. So when he went before the king, because it's right before the king, right?
Right.
So he's giving a report. Read.
And what are the cities that they inhabit?
The cities where the Israelites inhabited, not their native land, but the cities that they went to. Read.
And what is the multitude of their army?
Right. He want to know how many men they got in their force. Read. The Israelites. Read.
And wherein is their power and strength?
He want to know the power and strength, because this is war. When you warring against another army, another nation, you want to know where they're drawing their strength from. That way you can zap that strength, you can affect that strength, you can alter that strength so that you can put your force forward and be victorious,
right,
and win in battle. That's strategy. Read.
And what king is set over them?
Read.
Or captain, or their army? Verse 4. And why have they determined not to come and meet me more than all the inhabitants of the west?
Read.
Verse 5. Then said it's like a choir.
Let me see where we at. We in Judith, right? All right,
It said a choir.
Achor. Excuse me.
Achor.
Salaki. Achor.
Achor. Salaki. The captain of all the sons of Ammon.
Right. Achor was the captain of the sons of the Japanese folks. And notice, all of these are heathen nations. From your Africans to your Japanese to your Chinese and to your other Palestinians. Because although we're from ancient Palestine, which is Israel, this is Asher. Asher. Okay, like the Syrians, Assyria. That's who they are. Read.
Let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of the servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people which dwelleth near thee.
See, so Holofernes is saying, listen to what I'm saying so that I could tell you something about these folks that you don't know about, because they would get ready to go to war with them. But they didn't know how they should go to war, what strategy that they should use, who they should put in charge, because they didn't know the Israelites. All right, read.
And inhabitant the hill countries, and there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant. Verse 6. This people are descended of the Chaldeans.
Chaldeans. Right. Because if you read up on Abraham, Abraham was of the Chaldeans. Abraham is what they're talking about. Abraham was in Ur. The Lord told Abraham to get out of the land of Canaan with the Chaldeans and all that, because he knew that they were worshiping other gods. The Lord wanted to bring him into what the Hebrew Israelites are. He made him a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, Abraham was the beginning, is our father. That's our father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, read.
Verse 7. And they sworn heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers.
That's right. So they didn't want to follow those pagan gods. That's why the Lord told Abraham to move away from Ur. Okay, he had to move away from Ur, because that's where the Chaldeans, they were worshiping other gods. The Lord said, I'm going to choose you. He chose Abraham. See, that's what people who say that they know religion, they know the Bible and all this stuff, that's what they don't understand, that the Lord chooses. The Lord chooses who he chooses. God chooses who he chooses. Yahweh chooses who he chooses. And he kills who he kills. He said, I kill and I make live again. I make life and I kill. I made evil.
Right.
Lord did all that, man. Everything that you see, the Lord High God did, including the COVID-19.
Right.
Read.
which were in the land of the Chaldea, for they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of the heaven, the God whom they knew, so they cast them out from the face of their gods. And they fled into Mesopotamia and swarmed there many days. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they are sworn and to go into the land of Canaan.
You mean the land they sojourned. It's a G, right? I mean a J, right? Sojourn, the land they're sojourned into?
This is a 1611 version. Sorry.
No.
So it's SOIOURNED.
Yeah, SOJ. It's not an I. It's a J.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
So, oh yeah, because
They
that's
started-
Greek,
they started
right?
different.
Salaki, that's Greek. Salaki. So
Salaki,
it's sojourn. That's the land that they sojourned to. See, that's the land that they went to. Okay, so they weren't permanently in that land. In other words, they just sojourned to that land. Okay, read.
Where they dwelt and were increased with gold and silver, and with very much cattle. But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there, where they were nourished and became there a great multitude, so that one could not number their nation.
So if you follow in this storyline, he's explaining what happened in Exodus to the children of Israel.
Right.
Because remember, Joseph went there. He took 70 souls, in other words, 70 people into Egypt. And there in Egypt, they multiplied. Because he was under the Pharaoh, I think it was Potiphar. The Pharaoh, well, that wasn't the Pharaoh. I believe that was the viceroy. Joseph became the viceroy of Egypt. And his children, and the Israel had a bumper crop. They start having babies. They start multiplying. They were looking mighty. These were healthy people. These were strong people. And the Egyptians started getting scared. That's why they put us in bondage.
Right.
Which is the same reason why they put us in bondage in America, damn near. Because, they put their knee on George Floyd's neck. They said it's something about a black man's neck that's strong. And he might be right about that, because my neck is strong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, that's what they did back then. They multiplied in Egypt. They became a mighty nation. And they said, we need to deal wisely with these people now. We scared to death. These folks is just, blowing up. So Holofernes right now in the Apocrypha is just explaining what happened in Egypt at that time. Read.
So that one could not number their nation.
See that? One could not number their nation. There were many Israelites now in Egypt.
Right.
That's why they put them into slavery. Well, that's not the whole reason why. That's why the Lord let the Egyptians put the Israelites into slavery, because we walked away from God's laws and statutes.
Right.
We stopped doing what the Lord wanted us to do. Read.
Verse 11. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dwelt subtilely with
Salaki.
them.
Wake up, Sawak. So this is what happened at that time. The Lord wanted us to worship His law, statutes, and commandments, to follow Him, but we went another way. So Holofernes is going through all of what happened. Witwa?
So I'm not in, but it's a.
Is it one of us?
Yeah.
Go ahead, open it. All right. So this is what happened. Let's see. Bear with me for a minute. I'm gonna get the rest of it. All right. So, Shalom, Lord Christ. So, Shalom. Yeah, Shalom. So, this is what happened. So he's telling the story of the Israelites. And Holofernes was a pagan, you know, he was a heathen. But because they wanted to go to war with the Israelites, they needed to know a strategy, you know, because when you're at war, you gotta have a strategy. Okay, so Holofernes is going through what happened with Joseph when he went to Egypt, and he took 70 into Egypt, and they started multiplying, became a great nation in Egypt.
Right.
That's why we went into slavery in Egypt. But they said, let us deal wisely with them. They are giant, you know, they're a giant, mighty nation. Let's deal wisely with them. Okay, which means let's trick them into doing something for our favor. See, planning evil is really planning evil against you. Let me deal wisely with you.
Right.
They just say, yeah, I'm cool with you, and do something so that I can slit your throat.
Right.
Get it?
Okay.
I just had to put it that way so that we understand. Where we at? Go ahead, read up.
And brought them low with laboring in brick.
Okay, go back up one verse.
It's like verse 10, sir.
We're in Judith, the Apocrypha, chapter 5, and what verse we at?
Verse 10. Sir.
Verse 10.
Right.
All right, I understand. We're in Judith, chapter 5, and verse 10.
Verse 10. But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt.
Okay, let me give you a little more backdrop. So the backdrop is this, that before they went into the land of Canaan, Abraham was with the Chaldeans. You know, Abraham, he originally came from the land of Chaldea. He was in Ur. The Lord told Abraham, get up and get out of there. The Lord said, get up, get out of there. And the reason the Lord did that was because the Chaldeans were pagans and they worshiped other gods.
Right.
So the Lord saw Abraham was a righteous man. He did not want him to be a part of that. That's why Abraham, and it's crazy. Imagine this. Just imagine this. If somebody just tell you randomly, but you know you got to listen to this person. Maybe your friend or somebody you respect. Say somebody you respect. Somebody you know you got to follow what they tell you. Get up, and I want you to go 5 miles north and go 2 miles west and go 10 miles east. Right now. Go. And don't give you nothing else. No more information. Is that scary?
Right.
Scary as hell, ain't it? Get up and go. Well, that's what Abraham did. Our forefather did that. That's why we worship the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because Abraham had faith. You understand? He had the faith to follow his father, to follow the Lord God. Go. A lot of people do this. You know, these days, even kids, well, where are we going?
Right.
What we going to do? How we going to get this?
Right.
You asking way too many questions. I say get up and go. Go.
Right.
I'm the Lord. You understand? That's what the Lord wants. He wants you to do by faith. We in the ISUPK, we walk by faith and not sight.
That's right.
You keep walking by your sight, you're going to err. We go by faith. See, when we in camp, like I was saying about camp, we in camp, we risk our lives every Saturday.
Right.
We risk our life. Somebody could kill you in camp. There was a bottle thrown at me about 2-3 feet away from me at the end of camp. Did I go to the next camp?
Right.
Did I go to the camp after the camp after the camp? Did I go to the camp after the camp after the camp? Hell yeah! If I lose my life at camp, then I serve the Lord. Anything else, I don't give a damn about. That's what the men in here understand.
Right.
We rule by courage, man. Because they don't want us to succeed. They want to kill us. The Lord didn't let that bottle hit me. The Lord didn't let them brothers get abolished. The Lord didn't let them brothers stay in jail. Because that's the Lord, man. Let's give the Lord a hand. That's what I'm talking about. Abraham had the faith. That's why he's written in the Beatitudes in the Bible. He's written in the Beatitudes. By faith, Abraham went to a land that he didn't even know. And then on top of that, which makes that man so righteous, man, on top of that, he had to get his son and understand that he had to sacrifice and slit his own son's throat. And all the way up to the altar, his son kept saying, "Where's the sacrifice?" You know what Abraham's reply was? "The Lord will provide."
Right.
Until the very moment that he lifted his son back, told his son to get up on the goddamn altar. Woo, that was Isaac. That was Isaac. Get up on the altar. Put his head back. Raise that blade. Was ready to strike it down. And in the middle of that, the heavens said, "Abraham, stop. Stop. Don't kill your son." That's heavy.
Right.
That's heavy. I got 3 sons. I don't know if I could do that. Abraham was a righteous man, you understand?
Right.
He lived by the word of God. You can't live by bread alone. You got to live by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High God, Yahweh. Every word. Or else you're not worthy to even be in ISUPK, man. If you ain't ready to lay your life down, man, get the hell out of here, man, because I don't want to stand next to a punk. I don't want to stand next to a coward. I don't want to stand next to an unfaithful man, an unrighteous, dishonorable man. I can't have him next to me, man. I'm a warrior. It's that serious, man. Your life is on the line, man, when you're in here. And your life is real because, first of all, one thing, you love the Most High because you're following what he say, and then you love your nation. Abraham understood that. Isaac understood it. And look, it took strength for Isaac to even lay down on the altar. Another righteous man. That's why it says the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Isaac laid on the goddamn altar, was ready for his dad to slit his throat. The hell make you say you worthy of something, man?
Right.
The hell make you say that you love God? You don't love God. You love the Christian church and them whores that be up in there. Come on, man. We're at a time of war. This is a spiritual war. This is very serious, man. I can't emphasize it more. Maybe I can for a little bit, but yeah, I can. But the thing is, we're at war. So it's important. We got the sisters in here being supportive to the warriors, being supportive to the nation. We got the young men in here trying to get their Hebrew name. checking in and learning what's going on in the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under the commanding General Yohana. We got officers out here getting events. We got doing all types of things, food drives, prison drives, prison program, food drives. You understand? Business. You understand? This is real, man, because our nation's going to rise up over the dirt and gutter. We're getting out that freaking gutter. We're getting out of the filth. We're getting out of the Christian church. We're getting out of the Catholic Church. We're getting out of the reservations, man. We're going to rise. That's why we got the saying up in here, Kwam Yashra Allah. That really means something. We ain't just in here playing around. Because if you ever been to camp, you know what I noticed. We keep saying it, and the crowd don't even recognize it in the beginning. We say once again. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohana. And if you've ever been there and you see how many times we say it, then the crowd really starts getting to them. These Negroes and Latinos are serious.
Right.
Then it sinks in. And that's time for the battle. That's when the battle starts. That's exactly when the battle starts. Then either they come up against us or they for us. And a lot of times, oftentimes, they're against us. Because that's warfare, man. We're fighting warfare, man. That's why we yell on them streets, man. What is it? Isaiah 49? Are we finished with that, first of all? Are we finished with that? No. Go ahead, keep going. Salaki, keep going. But this is wholesomeness. So, man, I got off target. We're talking about how he knew what the Israelites were about. He knew the customs. He was a heathen, but he knew the customs of the Israelites, and they were planning war against us. Read.
They went down into Egypt and sojourned there.
That's what happened, because Jacob sojourned into Egypt. And he went down into Egypt at the time of the famine. Read.
While they were nourished and became there a great multitude.
Right. We started growing in Egypt. We were nourished and we started growing. Because Jacob did one smart thing. I mean, he did several deeds that were very smart and righteous. But one thing he did, he took the seeds of the different crops, and he stored them. He stored all different kind of seeds during the famine.
Right.
So guess where the people had to go when they needed to get their crops and needed to get some food? They had to go to Joseph. See what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
Straight up hustler. Just like most blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are. They had to go to Joseph to get the grain that they needed in order to survive through the famine. Because whenever there was a famine in the earth in ancient times, everybody went to Egypt. Everybody. Even Joseph's, the house of Joseph, his dad, Joseph's dad was who? It was Jacob, right? Right. Jacob they was damn near starving. They were hungry as hell.
Oh.
So he sent his other sons. He sent Judah, I think he sent Reuben, and he sent a few, maybe Levi, or whatever. He sent Joseph's older brothers to Egypt to get some food. And that's how Joseph saved his own family. Because Joseph was of the Lord, man. The Lord was with Joseph, man. You understand? He took those seeds and he stored them, man. So he had a bumper crop. By the time he had a bumper crop of seeds. Right. So they were like, "We need some food." He was like, "Well, give me some money." In other words, give me some money. I got some seed, but you got to pay me for that. You ain't gonna get this for free. Told them heathen nations, you ain't getting this for free. And then his father went down there with his older brothers. Well, his older brothers went down there, and they didn't even know Joseph was Joseph. Joseph was the viceroy of Egypt before we became slaves in Egypt. We were slaves in Egypt after Joseph, because a new Pharaoh came in, and he didn't know the house of Joseph. He said, "Damn that, I'm dealing with the Egyptians. I want the African thing to go down." And that's when we went into persecution. That's why they said we got to deal wisely. That's when that saying said we got to deal wisely with the children of Israel, with the Israelites. All right, read.
So that one could not number their nation.
Read.
Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dwelt subtilely with them and brought them low.
And dealt, this is another word, he dealt subtly with them. Who was subtle? What's another example of being subtle in the Bible? Another situation.
Was it Job?
No, subtle, being subtle. Okay, what animal was subtle in the Bible?
The snake.
There you go. Get that brother hand. He understood. I was waiting for you to get it. I'm glad you got it. The snake was subtle because she dealt with Eve. The snake was not a snake. It was a man. And he lied to Eve and told her to take on the philosophies of this world, which was against what the Most High God told Adam. He told Adam to follow his laws. And Adam felt weak under Eve and started following the goddamn law. That's why we was in the problem that we in now to this day.
Right.
All right? So they said, let's deal subtly again with the Egyptians, the children of God. Read.
And brought them low.
And brought them what?
And brought them low.
No, made them high.
And brought them low.
No, made reparations.
And brought them low.
Nah, gave them an EBT card.
And brought them low.
And brought them low as hell. Go ahead.
With laboring in brick.
Laboring in brick. In other words, they made them do construction, making treasure houses for the Pharaoh, making all these things and these statues and these structures for Egypt. In other words, for Africans, not for Israelites. Read.
And made them slaves.
And made them who?
And made them slaves.
Made them free men.
And made them slaves.
Everybody's equal in America.
And made them slaves.
And made them what?
And made them slaves.
So you're going to do what the hell I tell you to do. Read.
Verse 12. Then they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues.
He did what?
And smote the land of Egypt with incurable plagues.
We got the COVID-19 right now. The COVID-19 right now. The COVID-19 is here because the Lord sent a plague. No matter what conspiracy theory that you say that it came from or whatever, it got out of hand. Now didn't it? Because it killed the Dow Jones Industrial, the NASDAQ. All right? And that's the worst way that you've got a saying, the worst way to hurt a white man is in his pocket. Take his money and he's done. Right?
That's right.
Well, that's what the COVID is doing. Because the Lord said, I'm not going to meet you as a man. He sent a little microscopic virus and tore your whole nation up. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force, whoever the hell you are, militia, police department, Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Kazi Matazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, the skinheads, the Ku Klux Klans, all of them. Tore them up with a little microscopic virus. Read.
So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight.
They did what?
So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight.
Cast them out of their sight. Okay, read.
And God dried the Red Sea before them.
Mm-hmm. So this is Holofernes just going through a little backdrop on what happened to the Israelites in the land of Egypt. He's telling this to this king. But remember, to bring it back, this is about warfare. They're trying to destroy the Israelites. They're trying to go to war against the chosen people of God. But what that king didn't know, that if the Most High God is with them. Read. Keep going. I don't want to get started.
And brought them to Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
Sinai.
Right.
And it's like, is it Caduc's burn? Cadis burn? Barn?
Let me see. Where we at, verse 10? Oh, Caddis Bunker, yeah. Come on.
Caddis Bunker?
Salaki. Yeah, Caddis Bunker. Salaki. All right.
Sinai and Cadis burn, and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites,
The Africans.
and they destroyed by their strength all them of Isabon.
Read.
And passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country. And they cast forth before them the Canaanite, the Pharisite, the Jebusite,
the Canaanite, the Pharisite. All those are different African tribes. Read.
and the Sechemite,
Read.
and all the Gergesites, like it. And they dwelt in the country many days. Verse 17. And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered.
So while they sinned not before the Most High God, they didn't sin, they prospered. What does prosper mean?
Basically,
Go ahead.
prosper basically means to overcome. Like,
Give me more. You're right. Overcome. They prospered. You're right. Overcome. You prospered. You overcame. What did you do? You were successful. You were successful. You prospered. Right? Because they sinned not. Read.
They prospered because the God that hath iniquity was with them.
See? The Most High was with them because they followed the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what, man, I can't stress. That's what we have to do.
Right.
Somebody give me, you can look something up. Look up, if my people will face east and pray toward me. Continue.
Verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed.
When they what?
When they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed.
When they departed from the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, they were what?
They were destroyed.
Destroyed. That's why he sent Nebuchadnezzar when they were in Babylon. And Nebuchadnezzar took them into captivity, took Jerusalem and Israel into captivity. That's why the Romans were able to rule over us. That's why all of that happened. It's because we walked away from them laws.
Right.
We walked away from them statutes. We walked away from them commandments. We walked away, in other words, from the Most High God, from his command, his laws, his instruction, righteous instruction, man. That's the only way any of these nations can be prosperous over us.
Right.
Find that scripture for me. You got it?
I believe it's the 2nd Chronicles.
Read it.
Second Chronicles 7:14. If my people which are called by my name.
If my people which are called by my name, Israel, Yashra Allah, Yashra means prince, Allah is power, princes of the power, the sons of God. Read.
Shall humble themselves and pray and ask and seek my face.
Pray and seek his face. Read.
And turn from their wicked ways.
So we have to turn east. When we seek the Lord's face, it's in the east. You understand? Which is that way. You got to know where the east is, where you pray. Read.
Then will I hear from heaven.
Then will I what?
Hear from heaven.
Will I what?
Hear from heaven.
The Lord will hear us. We'll be a nation again, man. We'll be victorious. Read.
And will forgive their sin.
And do what?
Will forgive their sins.
Don't you want your sins forgiven? Don't you want your sins forgiven? Damn right you do. I do. That's why I'm in here in the first place, because we know what to do in here. The world don't know, but we giving the world back their culture, which is not the world, the Israelite world is really what I'm talking about. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because it's only to us.
That's right.
Read.
And while heal their land.
And heal their what?
And will heal their land.
And heal their land. Damn. Read again. Any more on that? Read a little bit more. See that there.
Verse 15. Now mine eyes shall be open, and my ears attend unto the prayer that is made in this place.
He said, then will my ears be open. So that's when the Lord going to hear you. That's when it's going to happen. That's when the Lord is going to hear you, and he's going to be open. He's going to be intent on listening to your problems, because he knows now you're a faithful servant. Read.
Verse 16. For now have I chosen.
Hold on, Salah. Finish reading what you got.
Sir. Verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. Verse 19. But now are they returned to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people and their sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
See, so in the long of the story short, Holofernes knew if we go against our commandments, if we go against the Lord, if we do anything, the other pagan armies and all of the heathen that surrounds us will be victorious to kill us.
Right.
That's why we went into the captivity of the Egyptians. That's why we went to the captivity of the Assyrians. That's why we went to the captivity of the Babylonians. That's why we went into the captivity of the Romans. And that's why we in captivity in America.
Right.
Understand? Let's get this right.
Right.
Go ahead. You got a question?
Sir, I just wanted to put that out there. What you're saying so deep, like every person that's outside of the truth is asking, what could the Bible give that is the answer for black people? And you just pretty much gave it in less than an hour.
There you go. Exactly. Because it's simple. It's simple. Somebody give me Romans 6 and 15. Somebody give me Romans 6 and 15. I might go to Romans 6 and 1, but let me go to Romans 6 and 15 and see what that is. So Holofernes knew, as a pagan, he knew, because he heard the stories of Egypt, he knew we can get him. We can get him. You know how somebody say, we can get him if he's slipping, right? We'll catch him slipping, right? That's how they caught Israel slipping.
Right.
Israel was slipping when Israel walked away from the law, statutes, and commandments of God. Therefore, they got checked. They got dealt with. They got. Right? They got. Right? Who got Romans 6 and 15? Read it.
Romans chapter 6 verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servant to obey, his servant ye are to whom ye obey.
Okay, that's part of it, but that's not exactly but it is the subject matter because it's telling you that if you go against the commandments, let's go to 6:6-1.
Romans chapter 6 verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Okay, let's talk about the time period. Let's go to 1 John 2:3-5. 1 John 2:3-5. 1 John 2:3. You hold what you got with the apocrypha. Okay?
Okay.
You hold what you got.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, verse 3. 1 John 2:3.
1 John chapter 2 verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
That's your Christian church. That's what this whole thing is about. If you say you know God, which a lot of Christians say that crap. I know God. I got a personal relationship with God.
Right.
God knows my heart.
Right.
You know, that's so arrogant too. Now that I think about it, that's some arrogant BS. God knows my heart. That's like I'm saying, yo, homie, you know me already, man. You already know me, man. See? That's me being arrogant. That's me being prideful. That's me saying, you got to get on my page. I don't got to get on your page. You got to be on my page. You know me already. Yo, you know me, yo. How many times you said that? You know me. God is not a respecter of persons, man. He don't give a damn about your mind and your heart. What he gives a damn about is you obeying him. You obeying God. He don't give a damn about you knowing your heart. God is a spirit, man. He's a terrible force in the universe, and your dumb self gonna turn around and try to say he knows your mind and knows your heart. Right. He don't know you because you're eating all the shrimp and crab and lobster that you can freaking consume in a day.
Right.
That you're being a whore in a goddamn club some damn where. That you're being a homosexual in the corner over there and putting it on TV. That you're celebrating 4th of July. When they said that we 3/5 of a man. 3/5 of a man? I don't know about you, but I'm a full man. I'm 5/5 of a man.
That's right.
But you're going to turn around and say God knows your heart. Please. Please. You played yourself. You just played yourself when you said that, Christian. God knows. You got a personal relationship with God? Oh, so the Most High God, the Most High Yahweh is going to take time out of what he's doing with the angels, with the universe, with the earth, and with the heavens, and with all the planets in the universe to take time for you. Dumb. You better boot up a show up.
Right.
Please. The Lord ain't trying to hear that. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 4:5, man. Give me Deuteronomy 4:5, man. Come on, man. This is nonsense, man. These Christian churches is leading you to death, man. It's a war outside. Like our brother Knox said, it's a war outside. It's going on outside from the dusk to the dawn outside. You goddamn right it's a war, man. Who got that Deuteronomy 4:5? Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
I have what?
I have taught you statutes and judgments.
I have what?
I have taught you statutes and judgments.
No, I got a personal relationship with God. What?
I have taught you statutes and judgments.
The Lord already taught you statutes and judgments. Statutes and judgments. Man, it's ridiculous, man. A personal relationship with God. Please. Who the hell are you?
Right.
What commandment did you keep? What righteous thing that you really did? When did you lay your life on the goddamn line for your brothers and sisters? Beside being a whore and a homosexual and a, what they call it, a yes man and a goddamn Uncle Tom and a coon. What the hell did you do? You want to be in the victory party and you ain't did nothing. That's what Tyler Ward said too. You want to be in the victory party and you ain't did a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? You ain't did nothing. What did you do? What did you do for the Lord to take time out of the heavens and the earth? Out of the, ruling the angels, telling the angels what to do, including Satan. Telling them what to do to pay attention to your dumb ass.
So
Go ahead.
Sir, if I may, I'm going to bring out a precept.
Do that.
1 John and 5:3.
That was the other one I would have went to too. Go ahead, read. Read.
1 John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of God.
This is the what?
The love of God.
This is what?
The love of God.
The what?
The love of
The
God.
love of God. This is God's love. Showing, this is your love showing to God that you love him. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
That we what?
Keep his commandments.
That we do what?
Keep his
No,
commandments.
we're going to learn how to do the goddamn, the Dougie.
Keep
What?
his commandments.
No, we're going to learn how to be a rapper. Keep his commandments, man. Like any father, man. My dad was bold. I had a bold father. My father had one whistle. If me and my brothers didn't come inside when he whistled, we got our ass whooped. Believe that. Imagine what the Most High going to do to you if you don't follow his commandments.
Right.
And his commandments are not hard. I got to stress that too. His commandments are not hard.
Right.
It's what you can do. You can do that. You can do that, sis. You can do that, bro.
Right.
You understand? I do it. Do I look like I'm stressed on that? No, I might be mad up here, but do I look like I'm no? Hell no. They're not grievous. So why in the hell aren't you doing them? Because the Christian church,
Right.
we blame the Christian church all the time. The Christian church is the freaking culprit.
Right.
That's crack for black people. Islam, crack for black people.
Right.
Catholicism, crack for Latinos
Right.
and some blacks. Mainly Latinos.
Right.
Got to come out of these man-made religions. They are not in this book. They're not in here. Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, whatever the hell you are, non-denomination, Presbyterian, Episcopalian, Baptist, is not in here.
Right.
We just read the Deuteronomy 4:05 again. Please.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Wherever you go as an Israelite, you're supposed to do these laws, statutes, and commandments. Did you
Right.
not know that?
Right.
I didn't think you did, because they stole everything. They took from us everything. And that was one of the things they took from us. Because if, people say they read the Bible, it kills me with that nonsense. They say they know the Bible, and they don't understand that each story, not each, but many stories in the Bible teaches that Israel was under a king, which was not an Israelite, which is a king, and you know what his plan was to do to the Israelite? Is to take your laws from you, make you eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, make you worship the king. Every bow for the king. Everybody bow down for this pagan king. This mere man who is not an Israelite, Bow down to him, because that's what he wanted you to do. In America, every time you turn around, and tell me if I'm wrong, You see a pizza commercial. Pepperoni pizza.
That's
The Baconator. Right? The Baconator. Get a hamburger and throw as much bacon on top of it as you can and feed yourself. Leave your laws. Eat that swine. Because that's what it is. Really.
Like it, sir, if I may, that's why they make the pictures of the, like if you go to Jack in the Box, McDonald's, something, they make the pictures look so good. It's to bring you right into it.
Absolutely.
That bacon, pork, and swine.
Absolutely. And they make it on TV even more damn. The TV,
Right,
boy,
right.
you're overwhelmed with it because they let the cheese just stretch when they put cheese on it and shit. You be like, ooh, I can get some of that. Oh my goodness, I gotta have a Baconator.
That's
Thus, break your laws, man. Every story is like that because even in the Maccabees, that's why Judas Maccabees was so angry and he was inflamed, man. And he said, Mattathias Salaki. Mattathias said this: if you zealous of the law, follow me. I'm going to keep the law. The heathen nation went to him because they knew that he was the leader of Israel. And they said, come on, get with us, join us. Because every nation, whenever they conquer you, the second plan that they got, the first plan is to conquer you, break you down, kill your people, jack you up. The second plan, join us.
Right.
Join us. You'll be okay. Why you already now, when you join them, that means you're following their program. You're not following the program of the Lord or your nation.
Right.
Now you joined them, which they call America a melting pot. Why the hell do we need a melting pot for? What I need to melt every goddamn thing in one pot?
Right.
What I need it for? We're the only nation that's supposed to be dependent upon the white man. Dependent upon him. When he's not even our nation. And he's the one that killed us, man. Go ahead.
Salagi, sir. I don't want to backtrack or anything, but when you was bringing out how people like search for their own glory, I didn't find a precept to it.
You got a precept? Read it.
It's Proverbs 25, verse 27.
Read it.
It is not good to eat much honey, so for man to search their own glory is not glory.
Is not glory. For a man to search his own glory. It also says, let men praise you. Don't praise yourself.
Right.
Right.
Let men praise you.
Right.
But they may do that, they may not. If they recognize it, they recognize it for a reason. If not, then shut the hell up.
Right.
Read.
I was saying that, I just want to give a little story, but I was saying that because, I think 2 nights ago, I had, some company of my friends, and they basically was coming over and we was like chopping it up, about the Bible, but they were still stuck in the Christian ways. But all they could say is like, I know God, or I know God, and God knows me, so He knows my heart. So it's like that. If you're not trying to work, if you're not trying to put in that work, you're not really doing anything.
Think about it. Okay, so God knows my heart. So, like, you know me. You know what I'm going to do. You know I'm going to be an asshole.
That's what you bring up.
You right?
Right.
You know I'm going to be a jerk. So, you know me already. So, we good. That means I'm good with you because you know me already.
Right.
So, I can sin and do any evil thing on the earth because you know me. That's what they're really saying.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sound like an excuse, sir. The
That's
opposite
right.
of what I
Come.
became.
God, Most High in Christ. That's a damn excuse. That is a cop out, like they say. That's a cop out. You just copped out. You ain't no soldier. The Lord bringing an army to the earth, man. He bringing an army because it's about war, man. Don't get the topic twisted. It's about war. He don't want no cop outs. Why would I want a cop out next to me in the field? So I'm in the field. Say I got an M16 I'm shooting. I got a cop out over here. As soon as it get real deep and they start coming to shooting back and I got to duck and I got to hide, I got to move and get cover, this cop out just ran
Right.
and left me in the goddamn foxhole by myself. Why in the hell would I need a weak person? Like I said, we don't want no cowards. It's a saying in UPK, we want no cowards in our camp.
That's right.
None. So when you say that God knows your heart, you're a cop out. Get out of here. We don't need you.
Right.
We do not need you. You need the Christian church.
Right.
That's what you need. You understand? We don't need that here. Here we raise men. We raise gangster men. We raise men of the Lord, and not gangster like that, but gangster for the truth.
That's right.
We raise mighty men in here. Men that will not eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. Men that will not leave a sister because they got with a sister.
Right.
Men that will stay with her for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Because the Lord said so. That's your wife. Men that keep the how you say it, the high holy days. Men that pay their tithes. Men that is a brother to his brother, that will give him his wallet back and never let him get anything stolen from him.
That's right.
Men that will not go ahead and war against him or fight against him because he already knows that that's an Israelite right there. And the Lord will persecute me for that crap.
That's right.
Men that stand up under General Yohana, General Muhammad, General Shawarma, General Katham Gabar. I got to go through all of them.
Right.
All the generals of the ISUPK, General Q, General Hazayan, General Mayakala, all of the generals, General Mayak, I like to say that for short, though.
Right.
And all the captains like Tazariak, the mighty captains, all of them, Mama Quad, Kataza, Kapash, the Barmath, even though right now, but still, all of the mighty men and officers in here, man, we work under them. We take their orders because it's important
Right.
that we do. We know that this is what the Lord wants. All right. So we still on that? Monkey. Oh, not Salaki. Go ahead, read.
Judith chapter 5, verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them.
Did you get that? Who can break that down? Did you get that part? Go ahead.
Basically, what it's saying is, if everybody was perfect like it needs to be, there would be no sin, and the Lord would defend.
Not perfect, but well, in a way it's perfect, because we don't look at perfect like the world looks at perfect. The world looks at perfect like I'm sitting straight here, my hat is this way, and it's perfect, and I'm looking this way, and I'm so... No, please. Perfect, be thou perfect, which means be doing the commandments, man.
Right.
That's when you perfect. It don't matter what your hat look like you looking straight ahead. It don't matter that you wearing you matching your clothes, that you ironed your clothes. The Lord don't give a damn about that.
Right.
Like we read in Deuteronomy 4 and 5, it said, I gave you laws, statutes, and commandments. That's where you will be thou perfect at. That's when you're perfect in the eyes of the Lord, high God, Yahweh. When you're doing that. Anything else, damn it, that's up to you.
Right.
I don't know how you're going to make a straight line, because ain't no straight lines even exist damn near. At least we don't know it. I mean, I'm not a protractor or a ruler or something, Even if I iron all my clothes, if I sit down, there's going to be a wrinkle in my clothes.
Right.
Even if I say something, it may not even sound like what I tried to say, but I tried to say it any old damn way. That's not with the perfection that we're looking at. That's earthly things. That's carnal things, which is of the flesh. The Lord is spirit. Spirit says you follow the commandments. You follow the commandments and you follow the laws and statutes that he even gave to Adam. He taught Adam from the stars. Adam knew the laws of God. You understand? He looked at the stars and followed what the Lord was speaking to him about. You understand? He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave it unto Moses. He didn't deal so with any other nation.
Right.
Any other nation. What we holding right now? We holding something?
Verse 21.
Read.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
In other words, if there be no sin in Israel, if we're not sinning against God, read.
let my Lord now pass.
Let my heathen king pass by them, because he gonna get his ass, so like he gonna get beat up. Okay, he's gonna lose that battle because there's no sin in Israel. Read.
Let my Lord now pass by,
Them pass by, walk on by. Read.
lest their Lord defend them,
Lest the Most High God defend Israel. Like, unless the Lord will defend Israel. Read.
and their God be before them.
And that God be in front of them. Because you can't fight the Israelites if God is in front of them.
Right.
Because that's who our high God is. That's our culture, man. We got a rich culture, man. We got an excellent culture. We got a culture that's coming back. We got a customs that's coming back. We got laws, statutes, commandments that we're supposed to attend to. We know Christ was black. We know the angels are black. We know the Lord High Yahweh is black. You understand? We know the prophets were black. You understand? So, therefore, there's nobody that can defeat us. That's why we're stuck in America like we are. Because the Israelites suffered everything from the beginning of time. From the beginning of time. Somebody get me the end of Esau's world and the beginning of Jacob. Read, continue.
And we become a reproach before all the world. Verse 22. And when Achior? Okay. And when Achior had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Holofernes and all that dwelt by the seaside and in Moab spake that he should kill him.
Who are they gonna kill? Achior. Go back a little bit. Just go back to the verse or so. Go back to
Verse
verse.
22.
Yeah.
And when Achior had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Holofernes and all that dwelt by the seaside and in Moab spake that he should kill him.
Right. They wanted to kill him because they didn't really believe it. Read.
Verse 23. For say they, we will not be afraid of the face of the children of Israel. For lo, it is a people that have no strength.
So he's saying, look, it's the people that got no strength. We're not going to be scared of these Israelites. They don't got no strength because they're not following God. Read.
Right. Nor power for a strong battle. Verse 24. Now therefore, Lord, Holofernes, we will go up, and they shall be a prey to be devoured of all thine army.
So they're making a plan. So now they already know what they should do. And Holofernes had already told them what time it was. Achior, they will kill Achior. Because the reason they're going to kill him, because heathens are proud people. They proud. They think nobody will defeat them. You know, who is this against the king? You know, and that's just king and follower type of thing, because they all do that. You know, who can kill this? Who can go against this king? Who's going to be victorious against this king? Read.
Chapter 6, verse 1. And when the tumult of men that were about the council was seized, Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Assur, said unto Achior and all the Moabites, be before all the company of other nations, and who art thou, Achior, and the hirelings of Ephraim, that thou hast prophesied amongst us as today, and hast said that we should not make war with the people of Israel.
See? So they didn't want to make war with them because they knew if they followed the Most High God, they ain't going to have it's a no-win situation. And the only one that bring it to him was Holofernes. Holofernes was the only one that knew that. That's why he went before the king to tell him that. And that's how they got victorious over us. So we need to learn from the past as every example, man, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Like we read in the previous chapters, the previous precepts, if my people would turn east and pray to the Most High and admit their sins and start doing what they're supposed to do, then will I hear them from heaven and look down to my people. That's what the Lord will do. Then we'll be victorious again. That's what we're waiting for in ISUPK. It's the patience of also the patience of the saints. We're looking for that. We're looking for our nation to turn east again, to pray to the Most High God, to do everything that the Lord says and drop everything that we ever learned from America. Understand? This is the final exodus. This is the war that's coming, the third woe. The third woe, like we read in Zephaniah. Did we go to Zephaniah 14 and 12? Not Zephaniah, Zechariah. Salaki. Zechariah 14:12. All right, let's go to Zechariah 14:12.
Still want Ezra? Second Ezra?
Right. Did you finish it out? Finish it out.
Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Okay, so who is Esau? Anybody.
The white man, sir.
There you go. Khan, the white man. That's Esau. That's the father of the white nations. All of the white nations you see on the earth. Read. And it's the what?
Esau is the end of the world.
It's the end of the white man. It's the end. It's his end here in 2020 and forward. He's getting ready to step down. Matter of fact, he ain't going to step down. He's going to be thrown down. Step no goddamn way. He's going to be thrown the hell down. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it.
Who?
Jacob.
Who?
Jacob.
Who?
Jacob.
My forefather. Who?
Jacob.
That's right. 12 tribes of Israel. Who?
Jacob.
Jacob. Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian. This is the beginning of our world now. It's going to be no longer where you're going to look at the white doll and the black doll and say that the black doll is ugly.
Right.
It's going to be reversed. You're going to say the white doll is ugly.
Right.
You're going to be like, I don't want to have no ways of white people. I know white people are devils. I know that they're the deceivers of the earth. I know that they put my people in chains, and I know that I got to respect my ancestors and what they gave and what they went through. I know that my spirit was here before. I know that I have to lead my nation out of captivity. I know I got to be a brother to my brother.
Like, sir, if I may, is that the precept that it says he will turn over our captivity before our eyes? Like something like that?
There's one way he says, like General Yohana likes to say this one. It will be esteemed as the potter's clay. Things will be turned upside down as the potter's clay. Because you know when you're making clay and you're making things, you can turn it upside down.
Right.
And then that'll be the top and that one will be the bottom. Whereas that before it was the bottom and that was the top. Now that's the bottom and this is the top. It will be esteemed as the potter's clay. That's what that is. Let's get Revelation 13 and 9. Give me Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. Oh, God, read it. You got it? Read it.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Shall be the what? Shall be the what?
Shall be the plague.
Shall be the what?
Shall be the plague.
Shall be the what?
Shall be the
The
plague.
coronavirus. The what?
Shall be the
How
plague.
many plagues was in Egypt? Anybody know? How many plagues was in Egypt? God, 10 plagues. You had the frogs, you had the locusts, you had darkness, the river turned into blood, the firstborn were killed, the flies, the frogs. Egypt. America is modern day Egypt. Don't believe me? Look on your dollar bill. Look behind your dollar bill.
Right.
This for is the what?
Shall be the plague
Read.
wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
The people that what?
That have fought against Jerusalem.
No, I thought we were all one people. The what?
That have fought against Jerusalem.
Okay, so if everybody's saved, let's include everybody, like the Moabites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Ishmaelites, the Elamites,
Right.
the Edomites. The what?
That have fought against Jerusalem.
Jerusalem only. Only. It's nothing added to that. Christian church, that kills your damn argument too.
Right.
The Lord is coming against those who went against Jerusalem.
Right.
Read.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Their flesh will what?
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
That means their flesh will be eaten, melted away. Their flesh will be melted away while they stand up. While you standing up, your flesh is coming up off your body. The meat on your arm is falling on the floor.
Right.
Your thigh meat is falling on the floor like you was baked in the oven. And like I said before in my previous class, has anybody ever seen the commercials about Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Right.
Oh, you remember that, don't
Right.
you? There was little girls running in the streets, little Moabites, Chinese people, running in the streets because the H-bomb got dropped. The hydrogen bomb, which is a nuclear bomb,
Right.
got dropped. And what you saw, their flesh was falling off them while they were running. Falling off. America did that. And America's supposed to love everybody, right? Give everybody an equal chance.
Right.
They bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was a known commercial in the 70s and some of the 80s, I believe. Because that was right around the time of Vietnam. And that's what America did. But it's in scripture. Notice everything is in the Bible, man. All you got to do is read. But then again, you need a priest. You need one of us to teach you.
Right.
You can't just read it like a novel because you're going to be wrong. I read the Bible. So many people, I read the Bible. I had to hear that last night. I hated that. I got to hear, tell me a story. Can't tell me story the first. Can't even tell me what happened in the time of Noah.
Right.
How many unclean animals did he bring into the ark?
Right.
And how many clean animals did he bring into the ark?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Couldn't even do that. But you read the Bible, though. You read the Bible. If you read the Bible, you can speak on it. Every priest and prophet in the ISUPK can speak on the Bible because we read it and we understand it.
Right.
Who's holding something?
Zechariah 14, sorry.
Continue.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Their flesh will consume away while they're standing on their feet. Read.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
In other words, their eyes are going to melt. Consume. Melt. Read.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Their tongue will melt too. You know what that is? Those are all the characteristics of a nuclear bomb.
Right.
That's why a nuclear bomb is written in the Bible. The third woe is the third world war.
Right.
The third world, it said, behold, the second woe has passed. The second world war passed. We stormed the beaches of Normandy in America and fought the Germans. But it says, behold, the third woe come quickly. When World War III get here, it's going to be a quick thing, yo. It's going to be quick.
Right.
You know, the destruction, it said the destruction of Babylon was within an hour. 1 hour. Everything was destroyed. America is going to burn under 1,000 Fahrenheit degrees of heat from thermonuclear destruction. That's war. That's war. The Lord said, I'm going to plead with all the nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat. And when the Lord pleads, he ain't pleading saying, please, because plead sound like you plead. You know, I plead with you, I plead. No. The Lord is going to plead with blood. He's going to plead for my forefathers, my Native American Indians, so-called Native American, that they broke every peace treaty and they smashed those kids, those infants, an infant. You ain't even a year old yet. Thomas Jefferson took them by their feet and smashed their heads up against the trees because they were crying too much. Florida, the Negro woman had little babies under a year too, were crying. And they used to take those little babies and go down to the swamp and they fed them to crocodiles, alligators, alligators, so they could get the male alligator, that big male alligator, so they can make them some goddamn belts and wallets and shoes. So they killed them too. They took them while they were still crying from the mother, just came out. That's the beast you're dealing with.
Right.
That's why we always say what we say. The devil, the Bible speaks of, right? I don't want to get censored. So I don't want to get censored because I want this video to go. But yeah, he's the beast, man. He's the goddamn devil. He's the goddamn devil. How the hell can you do that to a woman?
Right.
How the hell can you do that to a man? They used to break the Negro slave, what they call breaking it. They'll put some type of object in their anal part and then go up in there, have sex with him, go up in there, him, to break it. They did that to my forefathers, man. You think I got some mercy and kindness to them?
Right.
You think I should be nice to them? You think I should love them? You think I should be some goddamn melting pot with them? You out of your rabbit ass, so like, you out of your mind to think that I'm going to ever. My forefathers, I love them, man. I show my love to the Most High by doing His commandments, and I show my love to my nation by teaching, by going to camp, by keeping the holy days, by not eating that foul meat, and being a brother to my brother, and always being available. You understand? That's what IS, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, is built on. You understand? Brotherhood. And brotherhood means sisterhood too. You understand? This is what this is about. We are at war. The Bible describes thermonuclear destruction in the third woe, which is the Third World War. Understand? God is a man of war, as written in Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. God is a man of war, man. Christ was a revolutionary. Christ took the cat of nine tails and went up in the temple and whooped their butts because they were selling things in the temple. They made that like a swap meet in the temple,
Right.
of God's temple. Christ whooped their butts. Abraham killed 4 kings. Joshua killed over about 9 different nations. Jebusites, Girgasites, Perizzites, Hivites, Hittites. He killed them because the Lord said to do it, told him to do it. Throughout the Bible is war, man. You ain't gonna get no peace unless you get war. Then we're gonna have peace. Then we're going, and we won't need these anymore. But right now we need these. We need all the men we can get. All the righteous men we can get coming to ISUPK under the command of General Yohana.
All right.
You know. So once again, this is Police Officer Shadow Rock 1000 under the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street. And with that, this is the Wednesday night law class for California. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.